this article. It's great. Some psychologists did an experiment where they had people watch a very emotional movie. And they instructed half of the people to watch the movie and try to repress their emotions. Don't express any emotion. And the other half, they said, just watch the movie. Well, it was very interesting what they did next. After both groups were finished watching the movie, they had them do an exercise. And it was a very taxing kind of psychological exercise. They had to look at different colors on a page and match the color hues to each other. And the colors were very, very close, so they had to really concentrate. The people who had to repress their emotions did much worse on this test than the people who were allowed to emote freely. What it turned out is the willpower that they were using to hold their emotions back was being burned, so they didn't have any willpower when they needed to focus and do the exercise. Very interesting. Most of us are totally unaware of this dynamic. I was unaware of this dynamic until I learned it from Tony Schwartz. So, awareness, the most valuable and rare state. Willpower, the most valuable and precious and rare energy that we get. So, how do we use this to make ourselves more powerful and more effective, to manage ourselves and our time better? So that leads me to habit gravity and escape velocity. And for this, I'm going to need my flip chart. Okay, so I want to draw something for you here. Okay, so here's a little chart. And I want to describe this to you. I think that it takes about 30 days to really get acclimated to a new habit or a new routine in your life. You got to do the thing every day for 30 days. And if you don't do it every day for 30 days and you give up, you're going to find that you didn't like it, it didn't work for you, and so you kind of quit. But if you do it every day for 30 days, you'll get to the point where you go, that's not too bad. And eventually you'll just start kind of feeling the way it is. You'll start feeling kind of pulled to doing it, and it'll become part of your life. But you go through a very interesting process during that 30 days. That 30-day window from when you start a new routine until you get to the end of the 30 days and you keep doing it every day, this really magical thing happens. And I want to talk about it a little bit right here. So we've got day 1 right here. We've got day 30 right here. And in the middle, we've got day 10 and day 20. In these 10-day periods, the first 10 days, the second 10 days, the third 10 days, different things happen in each of these phases, right? It's like phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. And as each of them happens, if you know what to expect, it'll be much more likely that you'll get through all of them. So, when you start off, okay, I think of this as having to defy gravity in your life, right? You need to actually go against the gravity of everything that you're doing. I'll talk more about this in a second. That's what I call habit gravity and reaching escape velocity. You know the space shuttle, when the space shuttle takes off, they took those 2 huge rockets, they strap it to this thing, and it takes off in a huge fuel tank. It's like strapping yourself to a nuclear weapon and then lighting it. And sometimes unfortunate things happen and stuff like that. But also there's some miracles. Well, those things fire, and I think those rockets fire for something like 2 minutes. And they take the shuttle up to the level of about 26 miles. It's something like 87% of all the fuel that's used in launching a space shuttle is used in those first 2 minutes. And when you see the shuttle, it's a little on that big giant rocket. It needs all that energy to resist gravity to get up in the air. Well, I like that metaphor because it's almost exactly what we have to do when we want to get a new routine in our life. We have to escape gravity. Okay? We have to escape habit gravity, and we have to reach escape velocity in order to get ourselves to do it. Now later in the program, we're going to this is the concept. You need to get this through your mind. Once you understand this, it'll change the way you look at everything that you do to become more productive. So the first phase 1 here, I call defying gravity. Defying gravity. And I call it defying gravity because it's literally like defying gravity. And in fact, what you're going to have here is you're going to experience a lot of defiance because you're going to be trying to do something. Everything inside of it, everything physically, everything logically is going to be saying have a little bit of energy toward it. It's like, you know, when you have a New Year's resolution to go to the gym, and the first day you get up and you're like, yeah, I'm pumping to go to the gym. You're a little disorganized, you gotta find your stuff, and by the time you get out the door, you're kind of late or something, you get to the gym and you work out, and you're like, yeah, I'm pumped up. And then the next day, you're like, I don't know. You start hitting the resistance level right here, and you have to defy gravity, actually, because what happens, and again, we'll cover more of this later, but what happens is your mind starts thinking things like, oh, maybe I shouldn't be doing this. Your emotions start saying, oh, I don't like this, I hate this, I have hatred or disdain for this. Your body says, oh, I'm aching, I don't want any of this, it's uncomfortable to go through these emotions. And it's the same whether you're trying to work out every day, or whether you're trying to eat healthy food, or whether you're trying to do something simple, do nothing, sit down and meditate. You will have to defy gravity for the first 10 days. It's going to feel weird, and just defiance come out of it. Second phase, phase 2 here, I call this resistance. 3, 2, 1. For the first 10 days, you define it. They defy gravity, rockets. And now it's not so much that you're defying and you have to defy gravity, as much as you just kind of have an active resistance to doing it. It's less. It's not defiance anymore, but you still have to push through. And you'll notice that the level of resistance goes down, but there's still resistance. You still don't naturally feel like doing it. I've got a great example here. And this is something that lasted for a lot more than 20 days. I live in an apartment building, and I have one apartment on the 17th floor and one apartment on the 13th floor. And I have the apartment